New Zealand versus Argentina, a match that we have seen multiple times in the last little while on the Sevens circuit. We get to see it again now as a quarterfinal in the Hong Kong Sevens competition. Throughout this preview of the match, we will be looking through at previous fixtures, looking at the key players for both of these sides, and then at the end, we will give a prediction of who we think will be taking out this quarterfinal fixture. But jumping straight into it, New Zealand. They started off not too badly in Hong Kong, getting themselves the victory over the Kenyans, 29 points to 5. They weren't really troubled. Instead, the Kiwis were able to get multiple tries throughout that game. Their next game up against South Africa, they managed to get a couple tries, but that is all. In their game up against the Blitzboks, 12 points to 7. That was a game that really tested them early on in the Hong Kong Sevens, and I feel like it will make them stronger for it because South Africa put in a very good fight in that contest. New Zealand, though, able to hang on, get themselves the 12 points to 7 victory. Their last game up against Ireland. Normally, these two sides, when they play, it is close, but New Zealand have never been beaten by the Irish Sevens side, and that record does remain intact. New Zealand winning at 26 points to 7, one of the more one-sided affairs that you will see between those two sides. But New Zealand, they looked very structured throughout that game up against the Irish, really testing out that defensive line, which is something that they will have to do up against Argentina, because as we know, Argentina have come a long way in the last 12 months, and they aren't stopping until they get another gold. Looking through at their previous fixtures, they started off up against the Canadians, winning at 17 points to 7, so a bit of a warm-up match, get them back in the groove of things, winning it by 10 points, not too bad for Los Pumas. Their next game was up against Samoa. They were able to win at 26 points to 19, and remember that scoreline. In that game, Samoa, they were throwing everything they could at Los Pumas late, but it was the Pumas' position and the way they were able to win back the ball when they did kick it off to Samoa that really helped them in the position stats. Then the last game, it was 26 points to 19, the exact same scoreline as that previous match, although it wasn't Argentina who did get themselves the victory. Instead, Fiji winning at 26 points to 19. It was a close game. Either side could have taken it out, but Fiji in the second half for that first minute were able to score back-to-back tries, and that seemed to kill the momentum for the Pumas for Argentina. But they still had some good moments. They're still looking strong. I don't think they'll be disheartened going into this quarterfinal. They know they can beat New Zealand. They did it in the final not too long ago. It should be a very entertaining game. But now we move on to key players. Who are the ones who will be able to win it for their sides? For New Zealand, I'm going with the Coolio Rokalisoa. The agility that that man has to be able to step through defenders, also create opportunities for men on his outside, is incredibly impressive, and he will be one that New Zealand have to rely on for helping setting up their next set play. Then another Kiwi. He's a youngster. It's his debut in the World Series. I'm talking Cody Vai. Scoring in the first game, scoring in the second game. Didn't get himself one in match 3, but perhaps match 4 could be where we do see him shining once again. And then the last man for New Zealand, key player-wise, is Leroy Carter. Scored a very impressive try in that game up against South Africa, where he just broke through the tackle attempt of Savue Soya's Wapi. Just showed off his strength. Scored quite a few tries recently on the Sevens circuit. Might be able to get another one up against the Pumas. But now looking through at this Pumas side straight away. I said it last game. I said it after the game up against the Samoans that he was one to watch. And then he played an extremely good game up against Fiji. Yes, they did come up short, but it wasn't because of this man, Rodrigo Isgro. He has just been everywhere out on the park for the Pumas throughout the Hong Kong Sevens, whether that is making try-saving tackles or whether it is creating magical moments on attack. We saw the one from Marcos Maneta, how he passed it too low. A lot of players would have dove down to try and catch that. Rodrigo Isgro kicked it forward, managed to jump on it and score the try in the game up against the Fijians. So Rodrigo Isgro, one to watch out for. The man who I mentioned who did the low pass, Marcos Maneta, another one. It's the agility, just the pace that he shows. Marcos Maneta, the speed that that man is able to take off at is extremely hard to stop. And I feel like out of all the Kiwis, Rokalisoa may be able to match it. Leroy Carter, maybe. There's a couple others who are maybes for whether they're going to be able to catch him if he makes his way through. So Marcos Maneta, also with that grubber game, does make it very difficult for defensive lines. And then the last man out of the side, I'm going with Hermaine Schultz. He had a very good game up against the Fijians. scored himself a try, was working hard throughout the whole game, and also did some very good things on attack alongside a few of his other teammates. But now we are up to the stage of a score prediction. Now, if we're basing it off what happened last time these two sides met in a finals kind of scenario, it was the Pumas who were able to get themselves the victory. But I think New Zealand, throughout this sevens competition, they're undefeated. They haven't really shown too many signs of weakness other than in that game up against South Africa. I think Argentina going to bring out a few of those weaknesses as well. But I say New Zealand still get over the line in a close fixture. It will be 14 points to 7 in this matchup. We'll see whether or not we're correct. But the Kiwis moving through to the semi-final. That is my prediction. If you got a prediction of your own, be sure to put it in the comments down below. But thank you all very much for tuning in. We will be doing the live commentary of this match on the channel, so be sure to check that out. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all for the next one.